What's up, everybody? This is Kenny Comments here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com, bringing your entertainment to your ears. And I got a favorite that's on the show with me. And, you know, there's a lot of interviews that this lady has done over the course of her music journey. And I'm proud to say that I'm the first person that has ever interviewed her. Lexington born and raised. She is in a multi-time award winning, and she's got a new single that came out just months back called Jesus in Jail, which you just heard before she got up in here. She's getting ready for, speaking of awards, she's getting ready for the Josie Music Awards. That's right around the corner. So I'm
Yes,
proud, I'm excited to be joined with the one and only Taylor Hughes. How's it going, my friend?
it is so good. I have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I've been going from one state to the next and back, and then, over here and over there, but I cannot complain. Things have been really busy, but that's always a good thing, right? To be in high demand, I guess.
Yes, you are indeed in high demand, especially since you
I hope so.
ever since you moved to Nashville. Like you are traveling.
I
This
am,
is
but I love it.
this is when you know when somebody loves the hometown as far as Lexington. Cause that's like a 3 hour, 3.5 hour drive. And she still shows up at least once or two, depending on circumstances. She'd be there at the tavern, and she's there to put on a show. Uh, it's so good to see you, and I try my best to make it to these shows.
And
I
I
guess
appreciate.
I guess you could say I've been in demand myself.
I know, it's crazy. It's so exciting though.
Uh,
There's just so much music
you
to see.
know,
So when
but
you
I
show up,
can't forget you because you're one of the first local artists that I started seeing when I moved back to Lexington
yeah,
2014, 2015. Like I remember the Twisted Cork days. I remember
right?
those. I remember Lawrenceburg. I remember Frankfurt. I remember all over Central Kentucky. And this was before she put out songs on streaming platforms. This is Reverb Nation days.
Right, yeah.
That's how I found you on
MySpace
Reverb
days.
Nation. So, so I want to start off with your latest single,
Yeah.
which is a song that you have performed numerous times prior to its being released and everything. Jesus in Jail. That is your latest single, available
Yes.
on all the streaming platforms. By the way, go check it out.
Yes, please.
Uh, yeah, keep the spins, keep the numbers up, keep the numbers up.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Share with your friends.
yes, spread the word, whether religious or rebellious, whatever. Just tell them to listen to the song. Uh,
Right? There's a little bit of both in it, so it caters
yeah.
to all.
So it caters to all indeed. So you co-wrote this song with Crystal King.
Yes.
Crystal, who is a fellow recording artist in Nashville area. You ladies have been collaborating, co-writing each other's songs.
Yes.
But I will start with Jesus in Jail first. Talk about the whole process of working with Crystal for this particular song.
Yeah, so Crystal's a great friend of mine, very talented artist. I met her around the time I moved to Nashville. So we've both been here. We both moved here in like 2017. And we just clicked immediately, and we write a ton of music together. Excuse me, my allergies are crazy. But for this particular song, I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan. So some of you might be familiar with the saying, I live like Johnny Cash, somewhere between Jesus and jail. And I saw it one day and I was like, there's a song here. So I brought it to the writing room the day that her and I got together and wrote this song. And of course, she was all about it because if y'all know Crystal, she's like me. We like sassy, funny murder ballads, like all the things. And especially Crystal, she loves that kind of stuff. But you've heard our songs, Kenny. Don't be surprised.
Yes, yes, I
But
do.
I brought this idea to the room and I had like the first verse written, I think. And I was like, I really want you to help me make this come to life. And like I said, she was all about it. And the song, like, we wrote it really quickly, I think. Like, we were just spitting out ideas here and there, some based on true events, some just kind of made up. I'll let you all decide what is fiction and what is not. But it was, it was one of those songs that, I love to have sassy music and a little bit of that rebel country. But the music industry in general, it doesn't really matter what genre it is, it's heavily dominated by men, which is fine. A lot of my music is inspired by male artists. Some of my favorite artists are male artists. And of those outlaw men that have inspired my music, I thought it was time for us outlaw women to have our own anthem. So that's kind of where the idea for the song came about. And it's one of those things where, yeah, we might be a little rebel, but Jesus is still going to save us in the end. It's all going to be okay.
So I'm glad you brought up the outlaw aspect to it, outlaw music per se. Now, in all the years, I've been in your shows, getting familiar with your music, you know, let me just say, I admire the sassiness. Don't remove that element. I admire the sassiness.
Oh, it's not going
Um,
anywhere.
so
It's been
I
in me
do.
since I was a baby.
So I like the outlaw music, outlaw country per se. It is starting to grow on me a little bit. I'll be at
I
work.
make my way in there, I
So
grow on you a little bit.
yes, you do. You have for the last 8 years. So, um, but yeah, talk about the outlaw aspect of it. Within your music per se, including this song. What made it? What made you compel to the outlaw country style per se?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So it's country music. There's so many genres. There's like pop and outlaw and traditional and modern that for me, like I try to get a little bit of all of it. I find inspiration from everything, but some of my biggest influences are artists like Miranda Lambert, Ashton McBride, even Lainey Wilson, now one of your more modern examples, I guess you would say. And it's not even so much that they're like, I would still call them like outlaw ish, but they're just badass women. And to me, like, I'm drawn to that, that rebel outlaw, this is me, take it or leave it kind of attitude. And they bring it with their songwriting and their stage performance and just how they deliver a song. So I've always just been really like drawn to that. And I think that's what I try to bring into my music, along with, I still have that bluesy side to me. So I try to bring in my Chris Stapleton side, with the power and the blues, in that sense. But you gotta love the classics too, like Johnny Cash, like I said, we love Willie. He's a little bit of an outlaw, but a little bit of a different kind of outlaw per se, Hank, Earl, just all the things. And I try to make sure that my music it still pays tribute to artists like that, but it still caters to that modern sound. So, it's just whatever, I'm feeling that day. If I'm feeling like feisty and I'm like, let's write a feisty song. Or it could be, occasionally I feel like, oh, let's write a love song, but it can't be cheesy, right? So it's just really, I try to, it's hard to say. I don't want to call it like straight outlaw, but it's very sassy. It's very touch of outlaw, touch of rebel, touch of modern and traditional. So
You know what? For all these subgenres that we are getting these days of music, I think you came up with your own, and we're gonna call it sassy outlaw.
all right, I
Cause
like
we'll call it
it.
sassy outlaw music. Look, I'm at work listening to the Country Outlaw station on iHeartRadio. I hear Johnny, I hear Willie, I hear Hank, I hear Jennings, I hear all the OGs. You
Yeah.
know, but it's hearing your perspective, hearing a female perspective as it pertains to this type of music is very appealing to me. Because we want to we all need a female aspect every now and then, so
Right, yeah.
you bringing that element to music is a good look, and I'm pretty sure there's some females that has some outlaw in them, but don't really show it the way that you do. So I like outlaw music. I do. It hits different. It's throwback
Yeah,
feel. So
absolutely.
I totally dig it. Um
Well, thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it.
so
I think it's one of those subgenres that there's a lot of just there's a lot of great women in country music, no matter what genre or subgenre you want to put them in. But I feel like the outlaw women side of it is starting to get a little more popular, and people are starting to like really look at like crave it, and they're looking for those outlets of that because there's a lot of strong women out there, and some of them are outlaw, some of them are a little more tamed, but they still have something to say. And that's what's cool about music is that we can use it when we feel something but we don't know how to put it into words. Someone's probably written a song that kind of describes how we're feeling, and that's a really cool way to connect with the fans that way.
it definitely does. One thing I know, if you ever go to a Taylor Hughes show, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna get the bourbon kick in.
Yeah.
Even though I don't drink bourbon and you bust my chops about it a little bit, like, come on,
It's
Kenny.
all out of love. It's all
Yes,
out of
it's
love.
it's a term of endearment. But I I've been a fan of Taylor before the platforms and everything, and just seeing how far you have come since then. You got merchandise now, which is what one of the shirts that I'm wearing. I have way too many black shirts, so I said, let me
We had to
just
throw
go
some
with this
turquoise
blue.
in there.
So get that. It's easy shirt to find if I ever go to a Taylor Hughes show. But then I have to find something to match the gold shoes.
And
Um,
you can mix turquoise and gold. Gold goes with everything. I'm a big proponent on something sparkly with every outfit.
exactly. It's Taylor's fault that I started wearing the golden shoes in the first place.
Ah!
I give you that nod in that regard. It's either you or Savannah Dean Reeves. It's between them two that I go to a show and I have to show up with the gold shoes.
Yes. Well,
So,
we got to match. They have to match one of my 7 pairs of diamond boots that I have.
oh yeah, the diamond. Oh, she's see,
I
I
just
got
got
shiny.
I got another pair of sparkly boots. They're a little different. They're more like cowgirl style, but they're still diamonds. So I'm super excited to rock them at a show.
I got a feeling you're gonna be wearing some diamond shoes at the Josie Music Awards, which is coming up.
I'm always bedazzled for awards and things like that's just like a very good excuse to get dressed up like that.
I mean, it's a good occasion. Everybody gonna be dressed up. It's the biggest night in independent music, so why not?
Absolutely. Why not
So
shine?
speaking of the Josie Music Awards, that's where I want to go to next. That is one of the biggest award shows for independent music. You are nominated for multiple awards. Now,
Yeah.
you've not only been nominated for awards, but you've won some awards. Hence, the Lexington Music Awards earlier this year. We both were
Yeah.
winners that night, so that was awesome. So all these years, you've been nominated and you've won. But how do you feel still collecting these nominations and things like that, and you just continue to evolve over the course of your career? How you feel about these award nominations that keep coming your way because they rightfully deserve it?
Yeah, so it's always really exciting to be nominated for an award and kind of be, it's nice to be acknowledged by your peers because the music industry is just full of so many unbelievably talented artists and musicians and writers. And even into the film and radio. Like there's so many different aspects of it. So it's really cool to know that this hard work that I'm putting in is being acknowledged and it's being recognized because I've been at this for 10 years now. Like it's been a long time. And I've been in Nashville for 6 years. So, every day is a new challenge. I'm trying to learn something new. I'm trying to better myself. So it's really cool when, I get a nomination. It's even cooler when I win. So, but it's such a really, like, it's a crazy life to be in the music industry. Um, and it's just a blessing to be nominated and to be amongst so many talented friends and peers. And it's nothing I take for granted. When I won earlier this year in my hometown for Country Music Artist of the Year, I was shocked. I didn't know if I was nominated for a few things, and I didn't know if I'd take any of them home. Just because when you move away from your hometown, like I'm still a Kentucky girl through and through, even if I don't live there. But sometimes, you wonder, do people remember you? Are people appreciating what you're doing? So those nominations and those awards that I win knows that I'm doing something right. I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I am a big proponent on that. God gave everyone a gift, and this is my gift. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So I'm very thankful for them and for the people that have supported me along the way, like you.
Oh, that means a lot. I thank you for the sentiment there. Um, you bring up valid point. Like when you move from your hometown to go on with your journey, obviously people, we all have those feelings like, do they still remember me or something? And
Yeah.
it's like, apparently they still do because I'm still collecting these awards. So that's it's awesome to see, that someone like yourself, weapon for the city, still bleeding blue,
Absolutely.
even though you have to deal with the orange every
Oh,
now and
yeah.
then.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. I totally get it. But I can assure you, Tennessee fans out there, Taylor, she's a beloved person. She just bleeds blue. That's
Exactly. We can still be friends. That's what I
yeah.
say at my shows. That I'm like, if we might be enemies on the football field, but in anything else, we're all good friends. And I've been blessed to make some really great fans here in town, despite me being a UK fan. So I think there's a lot of actually UK fans down here, which is really cool. And I guess it's because Kentucky is so close. Like, it's touching, obviously. So
Yes.
a lot of them trickle down here into Music City, so I'm not alone.
She is not alone indeed. You can check out the Josie Music Awards on October 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Grand Opry House. And it's at Nashville. Get your tickets at theopry.com and look up Josie Music Awards and get yourself a ticket. It is one of the biggest nights for local independent artists or just independent music in general. So, Taylor, she representing for us here in the 859. So go out there, get yourself a dress, suit, whatever it is your preference, of course, and enjoy this night of acknowledging talented independent music. So you mentioned last Friday at the tavern that you're about to work on some new music. So
Yeah.
uh yes, new music in the works. How's that coming along?
Yeah, so I can't give too much away. We're still in the early process of it, but I started working with a new team that seems to really believe in me and my vision and where I'm wanting to go in the music industry. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been crazy busy, not only with shows, but I've been writing a ton of music, and I've had the opportunity to get into the room with some incredible artists and incredible songwriters. So I think we're, cooking up a lot of really cool stuff, and going into the studio this week to just kind of run through some music that I've been wanting to release, or that I'm passionate about and that I think has potential, and kind of see, okay, are we going to be doing a single? Are we doing an EP? Like, what is the next step? So who knows? But it's definitely in the works. So you guys make sure to stay tuned for that. But while you're waiting, make sure you're checking out the stuff I have released already.
Check it out. Eye on something. That's on the platforms. Jesus in Jail. That's on the platforms. Whiskey Joint also on the platform. So she's got
Gotta
a
have a
couple
whiskey
songs
song.
in. Oh man. So she's got some shows coming up, Taylor. The 14th, Hank's Honky Tonk.
Yeah.
That's coming up on the 14th. You gotta
Yeah, I'm
bring
looking at my schedule. I'm so
yeah.
busy. Well, here's the thing is, like, I put out my schedule and then I end up picking up more shows along the way. Like, I just picked up another one today that's going to be tomorrow night, and I have one tonight at like 10 p.m. and then I'm playing tomorrow, but I am at Hank's on Saturday. That'll be like a regular show. These ones that I have coming up just during the week are writers rounds. But yeah, I'm all over the place. I was just in Missouri 2 weekends ago playing for my second Freedom Jam Festival, which was an absolute blast. I'm the only artist that has played that festival twice in a year. So I was pretty excited to go back. But y'all, yeah, I tour full time. So if you guys are ever wondering where I'm gonna be at, just check out my website, it's taylorhughesmusic.com. Go to the tour section. I keep it up to date a few months in advance. So that's where you can find
Gotcha.
me.
So for us Kentuckians, she's gonna be at Glasgow, at Yoncey's at the 21st.
Yes.
And then on the 27th, she's gonna be at the Capitol out there in Whiskey Thief Distilling. That's on the 27th,
Yes.
3 p.m. I do recall Crystal King performing there twice this year.
Yeah.
So Taylor about to make her debut there as well. So TaylorHughesMusic.com. You get all the info on upcoming shows, and she's gonna come. She'll be back in Lexington, obviously. So stay tuned for that. Jesus in Jail is her latest single. So
Yes.
go
Check it out.
stream it, go buy it, go spread the word, get the outlaw feels, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And get yourself that single, spread the word. And oh, speaking of Lexington Music Awards, they are about to have the public voting in the very near future. So I'm just putting it out there. Don't focus on me, focus on Taylor. Um,
Focus on both of
fe-
us.
female, female artists, country artists, song of the year, just some notable categories to be.
Yes. Yeah. I saw that they were posting about that. So that's so
So
exciting that
yeah,
it's going to be happening again here soon, which is
yeah.
crazy. I can't believe
It's
that it's already
it
almost
is
time.
their
Yeah.
it is their 10th award show.
That's
And I'm
crazy.
like, that's crazy. I missed the first one because I didn't know an award show like that existed. I found out 5, 6 months after I moved back to Lexington. So then I've been there every single year after that. Of course, I missed. There was much of a award in 2020 because of the pandemic thing. And then we're back at the Lyric Theater, y'all. March
Yep.
2024. Get ready. Voting is coming soon. So Taylor, thank you so much for your time. Always good to see you, whether virtually or in person.
Well,
Um,
thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
yeah, so and while we talking about the singles and all that, make sure you go buy the merch at her shows. Go buy these very nice, cozy shirts
They are
that she
so
got.
cozy.
Yes, they are. What? I've worn numerous shirts and they do come a bit rough, but this is not the case with the shirt. It
Oh
is
no,
so
it's
cozy.
good quality. I take care of my fans.
Yes, she looks out for a brother. After
I
all
got
these years, she still looks out for a
I
brother.
gotcha.
Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Hughes. I'm pretty sure they are listening, and I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
have a
they are.
feeling that Pops is gonna bust my chops the next time he sees me. Gonna be like, "You gonna get me on your show or what?"
I know, just be like, no.
I'm expecting the expected. So, but thank you, Taylor.
Thank
Congrats
you so
on
much.
everything, on
Thank
the
you.
and everything, and I look forward to your next single, and I look forward to seeing more of you. And I might make my way to Frankfurt in a couple weeks.
Oh, please do. That'd be so
Yes.
much fun. I would love to
Uh,
see you there.
it's gonna be cold now, so I'm gonna have to.
Bundle up.
Yeah, I'll cover up indeed. You take care, Taylor. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks
You
again.
too. Thanks, man.
All right, peace. All right.